We're now going to be joined by Simon Studden, speaking from God's own country, Devon in the UK. Hi, Simon.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
I'm very well. I've got an important question for you as you're in Devon. Is it scones or scones?
So I'm going to say scones.
Good man. I'm the same. Excellent. Glad to hear it.
But I'm also going to say jam and cream.
Sorry, say that again. I just lost you a second.
Jam and then cream. And
I was going to ask you as a supplementary, but thank you for adding that. That's wonderful. Okay, now you're going to talk about the tools that Cambium provides to make partners' lives easier. So, so fire away. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Brian. So I'd like to thank Anthony for the 60 gigahertz product. I've actually got that at my house and are testing it, and it's working absolutely great. My presentation today is to talk about 4 great tools that we've got from Cambium Networks. Those tools are Link Planner, CNHeat, CNArcher, and Swift. So without further ado, let's look at Link Planner. So Link Planner has been around in Cambium for a very long time, and I can't tell you how many thousands of links I've planned with Link Planner over the years. It's a great desktop planning tool. It gives you the ability remotely to be able to look at any wireless link, pop 2 or multiple pins in the map, and see if a radio link is feasible. And what I mean by feasible is it worth moving to the next step of doing a site survey, looking at the availability and the throughput of the links. Also gives you the chance to produce things like product bill of materials, project reports, and installation reports to make the selling and the installation process really quick and easy. We also can do what I call tower coverage plans or view sheds from Link Planner. So it really is a very powerful and very mature tool. One of the questions that I often get asked for a Link Planner is, what are the data that we use? And it's an important fact to realize what the data is. So we use the SRTM data, and then you can see the 3 datas there, depending on where we are in the world. We also use clutter data, and that was introduced a few years ago, and that gives us the ability to give an extra element, the extra amount of data that you need. The clutter data does have different data sources and different accuracy, so it's important to note that your clutter source in the United States is 30 meters, all the way down to the rest of the world, which could be 300 meters. So not such a great visibility and granularity for your clutter data on some of the rest of the world places. So Link Planner, once you've imported your sites, and that can be either from Google Earth, KMZ, KML, you can also copy and paste from Google Earth. You can put sites in directly, either by pins in a local map or by inputting longitude and latitudes straight and directly in. And you can import comma-separated files, so you can import 100, hundreds, or thousands of links and ends to create truly massive amounts of wireless links and multiple point-to-multipoint throughput links. What you get after you import those is the ability to predict availability in each modulation and throughput in each modulation, and that takes into account an enormous amount of planning back-end calculations, including the free space gaseous and etc. You can also change your link plans for different equipment and different frequencies, and that allows you to change the throughput, availability, and frequency, size of antennas, etc., to really tailor your radio link to what's needed. The link planner gives you a great display of the path length, and as I said previously, we have the ability to show graphically all of the links, how they work, things like for an ozone. We're also integrated with Google Maps and Google Earth, so that we can press a single button and all of the radio links are shown on Google Earth with for an ozone's line of sight or non-line of sight highest point links. And the last part of Link Planner is what we call the view shed, or the coverage plot. This is a really great step forward. It gives you the ability to look to see if there are any holes in coverage, and to see how your tower site will actually work from a single point. So to summarize Link Planner, it's a free desktop planning tool. It gives you the ability to figure out if a link's worth surveying, and it gives you the ability to look at your requirements on data throughput and the ability. And then once you've figured all that, you can then produce a full bill of materials and then cost that to look at giving the customer some quotation. So it really is a great desktop planning tool. And when it comes to links like the PTP820, there are multiple parts and part numbers to make a single link. And Link Planner is a really great tool to give you any part numbers or parts of a link to be able to quote effectively and completely for a network design. That takes us on to CNHeat. Now, CNHeat is our version 2 of planning tool outside. It's significantly different to Link Planner for several ways. First of all, you can use it on a mobile phone as well. Instead of the resolution of 30 to 300 meters, we have super high resolution radio coverage planning. It's really quick to see if a customer can be connected or not from a desktop using this tool. It uses high resolution 3D data, and that can actually give not just coverage plans, but the signal strength at every point in a 3-dimensional level. So how does CNHeat work? Well, we use 1 meter or better GIS data. We perform trillions of calculations per tower to give you a true 3D model of every single point that you could contact within the radius of that tower. We can do 3 gigahertz line of sight and non-line of sight calculations and 5 gigahertz line of sight predictions. And we can dynamically control the height of the subscriber and give you different levels of received signal at different heights. So you really can tell if you can connect a subscriber confidently from this desktop planning tool. One of the big questions that we're asked is the data freely available in my area? Well, this is a bit hit and miss. Free data is available in lots of areas. And there you can see we have places like Denmark where line of sight is available, but non-line of sight isn't free. Finland, for example, is only free for line of sight. Only parts of the UK are coverage, and only parts of Sweden are covered with free data. We can, of course, work with you to use commercially available data, but there is going to be some additional costs with that. CNHeat has 3 offerings. The first offering is CN Locate. This is the most widely used offering for CNHeat, and you can see in this example, we have a certain height selected on this building, and we're looking for a certain signal level, and therefore you can see on this building, we can actually connect 2 part of the roof structure with that height, with that receive signal level. And because this is super high resolution data, you can be pretty sure and accurate to know that you can connect that point when you go to install this. Our second offering on CNHeat is Identify. This identifies buildings, and you can specify receive level and heights for those buildings. And we can tell you whether the buildings can or cannot be connected. And in the USA, we can actually do that on an address level as well. Our third offering for CNHeat is Optimize. This gives you the ability for us to work with you to select tower sites and to give you coverage plots from different tower sites. So a really great way of starting a greenfield site. With all our tools, it's great to try it and play. And because CNHeat isn't a free tool, we have a free demo where we can demonstrate 3 towers from 3 sites and give you the ability to freely play with the tool and to see whether it tailors your need. The great benefit from CNHeat is you reduce the cost of installation. You no longer need to survey every opportunity. You decrease your labor costs because you're pretty sure that when you go to connect that house, that building, that property, you can connect it. And therefore, you can not only save money, but create more installations per day. That's even more important now when we have this COVID environment where the less contact we can have with customers, with people, the better. So being able to do a 100% confident I can connect this building is really important. Now we move on to CN Archer. This is a complementary tool. So this is really your installer tool. This gives you the ability to upgrade subscriber radios. You can work with CN Maestro to connect subscribers to a point-to-multipoint network or point-to-point radio. And it really does simplify and make the installation, alignment, and every part of installation super easy. And it can also, for E-Series, onboard those the Wi-Fi access points to CN Maestro as well. So what does it do? It downloads and has the subscriber software already in the phone, so you can download multiple different versions and upgrade subscribers when you get to site. It works with CN Maestro or without CN Maestro to onboard and configure subscriber modules. It's a really great optimization tool for alignment, and you can do all the things that you need to do a full installation and be 100% confident that when you have aligned and finished your installation, that installation is the best it can be. And of course, that means that you no longer have to worry about going back to customer sites to see if you can improve the configuration or the speed. Super easy to download. So you can download it from the Play Store for an Android device, and we also support it in the Apple Store, in the App Store, and the iOS features are usually a little bit behind the Android. We developed this on the Android platform first, and then we port that across to the iOS. How easy is it to use? So we support a third-party dongle. That dongle gives us Wi-Fi and Ethernet connection. It also powers the subscriber module. So really, the only thing you need to do an installation is the dongle, a device, and your subscriber, and the device seamlessly and easily connects up to your phone or device. so no need to configure there. We have a demo mode, so you can train all of your installers without actually needing to do and to install any radio equipment, and it takes you through all of the steps that you require, the software upgrade, the provisioning of all of the radio links to be able to do that. So free to download, free to test, and easy to look to see whether this is going to add value to your installation, and I'm sure it will. I've used it hundreds of times. All the software for all the subscribers can be downloaded locally to the phone, so even if you don't have connectivity where you are, you have everything stored on your phone. Alignment is super easy, with the best signal being displayed, so you can always move back there. And of course, what we're really selling is a data connection, and the ability to test and to submit that in an installation report is vital to any great installation. And of course, when you've finished configuring the link, you want to send that installation report back, and you can do that with photos and notes and email the report. And then finally, as a bit of a bonus, on the Android system, you can actually onboard subscribe Wi-Fi APs to CN Maestro. So a bit of a bonus for the Android system. So in summary, CN Archer is a free app. It reduces the time taken to install subscriber units. It reduces the risk of poorly installed, low speed, and saves time and money for your installation. We then move on to the last tool that I'm going to talk about today, which is Swift. It's an Android only app. It works in conjunction with CN Maestro, and it really does make onboarding our Wi-Fi access points super easy. So what does it do? You can create a CN Maestro account. You can onboard a Wi-Fi access point onto that CN Maestro account. You can configure a network on the CN Maestro account. You can configure security, guest access, and all of those things from your mobile device in a super easy, super clean, quick and effective way. You download the app from the Play Store, and it's available for Android only. And there you can see some screenshots. So sign into the app, add the device, create a device name, and then onboard it to CN Maestro. Once onboarded, you see the access point come online. You can also monitor the network to see throughput, availability, connections from devices. And in summary, it creates the ability to make a very simple, easy, and I would say a non-skilled way of onboarding enterprise networking onto a cloud management system. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time and pass you back to Brian.
Thanks very much, Simon. Well, there's certainly plenty of support for our partners with what you've got there. Thank you very much for taking us through it. We have got a couple of quick questions for you. First one is, can Link Planner support CN wave 60 gigahertz?
Great question, and I think Anthony actually touched on this a few moments ago, where it supports our CN wave platform in a point-to-point and point-to-multipoint configuration. We don't support meshing, but of course you can make a meshing environment with point-to-point and point-to-multipoint links. Okay,
and last one, does CNHeat only work with Cambian equipment?
Another great question. CNHeat actually receives signal levels at great granularity at any point from that tower coverage. We don't differentiate what equipment is transmitting that radio signal, and therefore CNHeat can be used with any 3 and 5 gigahertz radio equipment.
Okay, Simon, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Brian. Have a lovely day. Thank you again.